If you have been thinking about retiring on a boat, you have probably done some research. You have looked at listings, you have seen the prices, and you have probably come across numbers that range from reassuringly affordable to eye-wateringly expensive. And you are left with one question that nobody seems to answer clearly. What does it actually cost? Not the purchase price, not the fantasy number from a sailing blog written by a 30-year-old living on a $40,000 sailboat, eating rice and beans. The real number, for a real retirement, on a real boat, with real comfort, in real locations, without giving up the quality of life you have spent 40 years building. That is the number we are giving you today, and we are going to break it down completely, every category, every cost, every variable, so that by the end of this video, you have a realistic personal budget you can actually plan around. Stay with us, because Section 4 contains the number that surprises almost every serious buyer we talk to, and not in the way you might expect. Welcome to Yacht Vault, where serious buyers come first. Section 1. The number everyone gets wrong, and why. The most common number you will hear when people talk about the cost of retiring on a boat is somewhere between $1,500 and $3,000 per month. You will see it on forums. You will hear it in marina conversations. You will read it in articles written by people who retired on a boat 10 years ago on a very different budget in very different conditions, and for a certain type of retirement, a modest sailboat, anchoring most of the time, cooking every meal aboard, avoiding marinas in expensive locations, that number is achievable. But here is the problem. That is not the retirement most people reading this are looking for. If you have spent 35 to 40 years building a successful career, running a business, managing investments, raising a family in a comfortable home, you are not looking to downgrade your quality of life in retirement. You are looking to upgrade your freedom while maintaining the comfort you have earned. And that is a different budget conversation entirely. The real cost of a comfortable, full-service, move-anywhere boat retirement on a well-maintained motor yacht or trawler in the 35 to 50-foot range with a capable captain or professional skipper available when needed, in quality marinas and anchorages across the United States, the Caribbean, and the Mediterranean, starts at $6,000 per month and averages $8,000 to $12,000 per month for most serious retirees. That is $72,000 to $144,000 per year. Now, before you stop watching, stay with us, because that number includes things most people never factor into their boat retirement budget. And when you understand what is actually inside that number and how to reduce it strategically, the picture looks very different. What this means for you, the $1,500 per month boat retirement exists, but it is not the retirement you are probably planning. Get clear on what kind of retirement you actually want before you plan around a number that was never designed for your situation. Section 2. The 6 cost categories every boat retiree needs to budget for. Let us break the number down. Every boat retirement budget, regardless of size, falls into 6 categories. Understanding each one gives you the tools to build your own realistic number. Category 1. The boat itself, purchase and financing. This is the number most people start with, and it is actually the least complicated part of the budget. A comfortable liveaboard motor yacht or trawler suitable for full-time retirement living. 38 to 52 feet, well-maintained, move-in ready, typically costs between $150,000 and $600,000 in today's market. If you are purchasing outright, which most serious retirees do, the purchase price is a one-time capital expense, not a monthly cost. The monthly cost equivalent, if you were to finance the vessel over 15 years at current marine lending rates, runs approximately $1,000 to $4,000 per month, depending on purchase price and down payment. Most experienced advisors recommend purchasing a vessel outright if possible, eliminating the financing cost entirely and reducing your monthly overhead significantly. Category 2. Fuel. Fuel is the most variable cost in any boat retirement budget and the one most people underestimate most significantly. A motor yacht or trawler in the 40 to 52-foot range burns between 5 and 25 gallons per hour, depending on speed and engine configuration. At current diesel prices, averaging $4.50 to $5.50 per gallon at most marinas, active cruising costs between $500 and $2,500 per week in fuel alone. The retirees who manage fuel costs most effectively do two things. They cruise at displacement speed, the slower, more fuel-efficient speed the hull was designed for, rather than pushing the engines hard, and they plan their passages to take advantage of favorable currents and wind. An active cruiser covering 5,000 miles per year should budget $8,000 to $18,000 annually in fuel. A retiree who spends more time at anchor and less time underway can reduce this to $3,000 to $6,000 per year. Category 3. Marina fees and slip costs. Marina fees vary more dramatically than almost any other cost in boat retirement, and getting this category right can make or break your budget. At the expensive end, a 45-foot vessel in a premium marina in Miami, Annapolis, or Newport during peak season pays $150 to $350 per night. A full month in a premium marina in these locations runs $2,500 to $6,000. At the affordable end, a municipal marina or anchorage in the Bahamas, the Gulf Coast, or the Pacific Northwest runs $20 to $60 per night. Many anchorages are completely free. The retirees who make boat living genuinely affordable spend the majority of their time at anchor, which is also, not coincidentally, where the most beautiful and memorable experiences happen. A $35 anchor in a stunning Caribbean bay beats a $300 marina slip in every way that matters. Realistic annual marina budget for an active cruiser who balances marinas with anchoring: $8,000 to $24,000 per year. Category 4. Maintenance and repairs. This is the category that surprises people most, and the one that sinks more boat retirement budgets than any other. The marine environment is extraordinarily hard on equipment. Salt water, humidity, UV exposure, and constant motion combine to accelerate wear on every system aboard. Engines, electrical systems, plumbing, electronics, sails, rigging, hull coatings, all require regular attention. The industry standard rule of thumb, which experienced liveaboards consistently validate, is to budget 10 to 15% of the vessel's value per year for maintenance and repairs. On a $200,000 vessel, $20,000 to $30,000 per year. On a $400,000 vessel, $40,000 to $60,000 per year. This sounds like a lot, and in years where nothing major breaks, it is. But in years where an engine needs overhaul, a generator fails, or a water maker needs replacement, having this reserve is the difference between a manageable situation and a financial emergency. Category 5. Insurance. Marine insurance for a liveaboard vessel is a specialist product, more expensive than standard boat insurance and subject to specific requirements around vessel condition, cruising area, and owner experience. Annual premiums for a liveaboard policy on a $300,000 vessel in blue water cruising areas typically run $4,500 to $9,000 per year. Add hurricane coverage, Caribbean cruising permits, and liability coverage, and the total can reach $12,000 to $18,000 annually for a comprehensive policy. Category 6. Provisions, communication, and living expenses. Food, communications, satellite internet, cell service, entertainment, medical, personal care, and incidental expenses add $2,000 to $4,000 per month for a couple living comfortably aboard. This is lower than most people spend in a land-based retirement. No property taxes, no utility bills, no lawn service, no HOA fees, but higher than the bare minimum liveaboard budget you read about online. What this means for you: add up your personal estimate for each of the 6 categories and you have your realistic monthly boat retirement budget. The total will surprise most people, but it will be an honest number you can actually plan around. Section 3. The hidden costs nobody puts in the budget. Every boat retirement has a set of costs that appear in no budget spreadsheet, but that every experienced liveaboard will tell you are as real as fuel and marina fees. Hidden cost 1. The learning curve tax. Every new liveaboard pays what experienced sailors call the learning curve tax. Equipment purchased without enough research, systems installed incorrectly, and then reinstalled at double the cost. Mistakes made in unfamiliar waters that result in damage, towing fees, or lost anchors. Budget $5,000 to $15,000 in your first year specifically for learning curve expenses. Consider it tuition, because that is exactly what it is. Hidden cost 2. The upgrade cycle. Every boat retiree upgrades. It starts small: a better chart plotter, a water maker upgrade, new cockpit cushions. It expands: a generator replacement, a new dinghy, upgraded communication equipment, and it never truly stops. The most honest budget includes a $5,000 to $10,000 annual upgrade allowance, because the alternative is upgrading anyway and calling it maintenance. Hidden cost 3. Travel home. Most boat retirees spend significant time back in the United States. Family events, medical appointments, tax obligations, simply missing home. Flights from popular cruising destinations, the Caribbean, the Mediterranean, Central America, run $400 to $1,200 per person round trip. Budget $3,000 to $8,000 per year for travel home, depending on how far you cruise and how often you return. Hidden cost 4. Healthcare away from home. We covered this in a previous video, but in the context of monthly budgeting, it deserves a specific number. International health insurance for a couple in their 60s runs $400 to $800 per month. Add out-of-pocket medical expenses, dental care in foreign countries, and prescription costs, and budget $800 to $1,500 per month for healthcare as a couple. Section 4. The real monthly number and why it surprises people. Here is the number we promised you in the introduction. The fully loaded monthly cost of a comfortable boat retirement for a couple on a well-maintained 40 to 50-foot motor yacht or trawler cruising actively 6 to 8 months per year, spending time at anchor and in quality marinas, maintaining the vessel properly, carrying comprehensive insurance, and living at a comfort level consistent with a successful American retirement, is $7,500 to $11,000 per month. That is $90,000 to $132,000 per year. Now here is why that number surprises people, and not in the way they expect. Most people assume that number is higher than they thought. And for people who have been reading forum posts about $1,500 per month sailboat retirement, it is. But for people who honestly compare it to what they currently spend or plan to spend in retirement on land, it is often lower. The average American couple in the top quartile of retirement wealth spends between $80,000 and $150,000 per year in retirement. When you factor in housing costs, mortgage or rent, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, utilities, travel, dining, entertainment, and healthcare, the comparison is remarkably close. The difference is not the total spend. The difference is what you get for it. At $90,000 to $132,000 per year on land, you have a fixed home in one location, a set of neighbors you did not choose, a climate you cannot change, a view that never moves. At $90,000 to $132,000 per year on a boat, you have a home that moves with you. Every morning, you can wake up somewhere different. Every season, you can be somewhere new. The Mediterranean in summer, the Bahamas in winter, the Pacific Northwest in fall. Same money, completely different life. What this means for you: do not compare the boat retirement budget to the fantasy $1,500 per month number. Compare it to what you are actually spending or planning to spend in retirement. That is the honest comparison. And for most successful American retirees, it is a much closer comparison than they expected. Section 5. How to reduce the number. 5 strategies that actually work. The $7,500 to $11,000 per month figure is the fully loaded comfortable number. Here are 5 proven strategies that experienced boat retirees use to bring it down, without sacrificing the quality of the lifestyle. Strategy 1. Anchor more. This is the single most effective cost reduction strategy available. Replacing marina nights with anchorage nights eliminates $150 to $350 per night in slip fees, replaced by 0. A retiree who spends 200 nights per year at anchor instead of in a marina saves $30,000 to $70,000 annually. And the anchoring lifestyle, quiet bays, pristine beaches, complete privacy, is almost universally preferred by experienced liveaboards over marina living anyway. Strategy 2. Cruise at displacement speed. Reducing cruising speed from 12 knots to 8 knots on a typical trawler can cut fuel consumption by 40 to 60%. On an annual fuel budget of $15,000, that is $6,000 to $9,000 in annual savings. The trade-off is longer passages, but retirees have time. That is the entire point. Strategy 3. Buy the right vessel from the start. The most expensive boat retirement is one that starts with the wrong boat. A vessel that is too complex, too fuel-hungry, too large to single-hand, or in poor mechanical condition will consume budget in maintenance, repairs, and professional crew that a simpler, well-chosen vessel would not. The retirees who spend the least on maintenance are almost always the ones who did the most research before buying and who hired a qualified surveyor before signing anything. Strategy 4. Develop basic maintenance skills. The marine service industry is expensive. A qualified diesel mechanic charges $150 to $250 per hour at most marinas. An electrician is similar. A retiree who can diagnose and fix basic mechanical and electrical problems, who understands their own vessel systems at a competent level, saves $5,000 to $15,000 per year in service costs. There are excellent courses available, both online and in person, that can take a complete beginner to a competent amateur in 6 to 12 months. Strategy 5. Choose your cruising ground carefully. The cost of boat retirement varies dramatically by location. The Bahamas, the Gulf Coast of Mexico, Central America, and Southeast Asia are dramatically less expensive than the Mediterranean, New England, or the Pacific coast of the United States. A couple spending 6 months per year in the Bahamas and 6 months on the U.S. East Coast will spend significantly less than a couple spending 6 months in the Mediterranean. The lifestyle quality is different, not better or worse, just different. Know what you want from your cruising life and choose your grounds accordingly. Section 6. Your personal budget blueprint. Build your own number in the next 10 minutes. Everything we have covered today gives you the framework. Now let us make it yours. Here is a simple budget builder you can work through right now. Line 1. Vessel cost monthly equivalent. If purchasing outright, divide purchase price by the number of years you plan to own it and divide by 12. This is not a cash flow cost, but it is a useful planning number. If financing, use your actual monthly payment. Line 2. Fuel. How many miles do you plan to cruise per year? Divide by your vessel's miles per gallon at displacement speed. Multiply by current diesel price. Divide by 12 for monthly figure. Line 3. Marina fees. How many nights per year do you plan to spend in a marina versus at anchor? Multiply marina nights by your target average nightly rate. Divide by 12. Line 4. Maintenance reserve. Take 12% of your vessel's value. Divide by 12. This is your monthly maintenance reserve. Set it aside every month, whether you spend it or not. Line 5. Insurance. Get an actual quote from a specialist marine insurer before you finalize this number. Use $700 per month as a planning figure for a couple on a $300,000 vessel. Line 6. Living expenses. Food, communications, entertainment, personal care. Use $2,500 per month as a starting figure for a couple living comfortably. Line 7. Healthcare. International health insurance plus out-of-pocket estimate. Use $1,200 per month as a planning figure for a couple in their 60s. Line 8. Travel home and miscellaneous. Flights, learning curve expenses, upgrades, unexpected costs. Use $500 per month as a planning figure. Add lines 2 through 8. That is your realistic monthly operating budget. Compare it to your monthly retirement income, Social Security, pension, investment distributions, rental income. If your income comfortably covers the budget with 20 to 30% left over, you are in a strong position to proceed. If the gap is larger than expected, revisit the vessel size, the cruising ground, and the anchoring versus marina ratio. Small adjustments in each category compound into significant budget reductions. The retirees who make this work are not the wealthiest ones in the marina. They are the most informed ones. The ones who did this exercise honestly before they bought the boat, not after. Yacht Vault exists to give you that information. One video at a time. No sales agenda. No broker relationship. Just honest, practical content for people who are serious about this decision. If this video gave you a clearer picture, subscribe. We publish new content every single day, covering every aspect of boat retirement from a buyer's perspective. Boat retirement. We read every comment and we build our content around what you are actually asking. This is Yacht Vault, where serious buyers come first.